Anymore. Okay, hey guys, how's it going? It is I, the real Randy Chavez, with a stock video. I say stock, but it's kind of a mixture of a couple of things, what stocks I want to buy, what's going on in my life, and other investments that I'm doing. Kathy Wood from ARK Invest says that everyone should have Bitcoin, or she said crypto in their portfolio, and I don't. I should. I had it years back. I just don't anymore. I went over with one of my business partners today, partner Dan, love that guy, is that saying like, okay, you know, I've done the stock thing for a while, and it was only for the past, you know, couple months, since like January, February, and I'm up 40%. And the 40% that I'm up is despite the fact that I've continuously been buying Tesla at the top. I mean, obviously I bought it on the way down, but I bought it, you know, 600, 700. I think in the last one I bought 796, 800. If there's any stock that, even though right now it accounts for 66% of my portfolio, which is a lot, if there's any other stock that I'm going to buy further after today, it's going to be more Tesla. Something that Stephen Mark Ryan from Solving the Money Problem had mentioned is that Vans is something that I hadn't thought of. I don't think a lot of people had thought of. Maybe people thought like, all right, Amazon's going to order 100,000 electric vans from Rivian, which hasn't produced a single car yet, but they, you know, what could Tesla do with that? And I'm thinking, okay, I don't know. They're already so behind Tesla on the Tesla Semi, which again is going to be huge, and that's going to make the company billions. But that's something that got delayed because they only have so much batteries that they can produce for the cars, and they have only so many factories right now. Of course, it's delayed because the demand for everything that they have so far is just crazy. They can't keep up with demand. So trying to create delivery vans, you know, a brand new vehicle, which is most likely going to be innovative in itself somehow, and the batteries for those vans, again, this is a multi-billion-dollar market, because a business owner, again, what I do with my first business, you know, how I fund some of the stocks is that I provide loans to business owners. And these business owners, a lot of them, one of the subsects of that happens to be equipment finance. Equipment finance can be anything from excavators for my construction guys, skid steers, contractors, what I do. But they also, a lot of time, happen to be trucks or vans, things to keep tools in. There's one guy that has FedEx contract. He's a trucking industry, but he, you know, FedEx subcontracts, you know, routes to him, and we're getting him a couple more vans. And, you know, he happens to be getting Ford because that's what he likes. And I drove Ford F-150s in the military as well, and those were pretty cool. They were good trucks. But that's because that's the best option for him. Once electric vehicles come into play, not just electric vehicles, which, yeah, save on fuel and save on maintenance, you know, there's a lot of parts. They could, you know, run longer. But the autonomous driving, the full self-driving that you don't need a person, less accidents, you don't need a person. That's something that I don't think other analysts have thought of. I haven't thought of it. I didn't think of it until I saw, you know, Solving the Money Problems video on it. And I'll try to link that in the description if I can remember after I'm done. But what I'm getting is, if I'm going to buy more stock, it's going to be Tesla, even though that's already 66% of my portfolio, and I only have about 24 shares. Not a lot, considering some people have hundreds and thousands of shares. Jealous of you guys. But I am debating about not getting more stocks at all, really because, again, just the last few months that I've been in stocks, and again, I'm up 40%. The only stock I've really lost money is UCO, which I put like $100-something on it, so it doesn't really matter. Is Pokemon. There's and I know you guys, some of you hate the comparison, but the video that I have, or one of the cards, just one card, one that I got in January, it was as close to a 5-figure item that I think you can get without getting there. I bought this one item. It was a trophy card, Trophy Kangaskhan, for $9,850 in January. And I got an offer for that yesterday for $15,000. So figure, let's say, 10 grand, 50, make the math simple, increase of 50% in less than 6 months, in 5 months, which even in my loan, like, again, I have every financial product for my clients, credit lines, term loans, equipment financing. But if someone has 480, 500 credit and they just can't qualify for anything, they get a product that's called cash advance. And you can make 20, 30, sometimes even 40% on your money in 6 months to a year. And that's seen as the most lucrative thing in finance. But Pokemon, and this isn't just like, oh, this is the exception, not the rule to Pokemon. No, like, the general rule in Pokemon investing, again, from what I've seen, and again, I'm talking about this because I'm not a stock professional, and I'm Series 767 license. I don't have any licenses or stockbroker. That's not what I do. What I do is Pokemon. And that's something that I'm a pioneer in. I come up with formulas that nobody else had thought of before to figure out the most wanted card in a set, figure out what card should be selling at based on the sales of other cards. And this is me telling you that there's general Pokemon, if you buy something and hold it, as long as it's a set card, first edition, PSA, whatever, holo, or trophy card, whatever it is, that is going to increase. You won't lose money on your investment. And again, going for old school, modern is a whole separate thing, but old school collectibles, from that 1998 to 2004 era, you're just not going to lose money. It's just, unless you severely overpay for an item, you don't know what you're doing, something's listed for an outrageous amount, and you buy. There's people right now selling this card, Blaine's Charizard, first edition PSA 10. It's listed on eBay for like $7,500, $8 grand, and the last two that sold were for $3,500. And just to put that in perspective, yeah, children's cardboard, but it also, I bought that same card, the most expensive card, or it's not the most expensive card in the set, but something that I paid a premium for in December, $770. My cost price for that card, because I have a bunch of them, I have a few of them, not a bunch, for Blaine's Charizard first edition PSA 10, up until I bought that card for $770 in December of 2019, it was between $600 and $620. I bought some at like $450, $500, $600, $650, and it went up. And that was the last time I bought that card at $770 in December of 2019, and it's selling now for $3,500. Last two, and it's not just like, oh, it spiked and then it retraced. No, it's stable. That's what it's selling for, and that's within a year. I mean, stocks, if you consistently beat the market, which very few people can do, most of them do work for Warren Buffett, you're considered like a god. The guys at Motley Fool consistently do it. Some guys are lucky, but there's, Chicken Genius Singapore that does it. Stephen Mark Ryan does it. There's other people that do it, but generally, if you have 20% gains every single year, you're considered a god. Like, you all hail, write a book, start a podcast. You do that in Pokemon really without even trying. You really do. You buy something, even if you're buying it at a record price, like that Charizard that I bought for $770, people were not buying it at $700. It got listed at $700 multiple times by this one guy from Texas. It's like $700, and nobody was buying it for weeks. Finally, someone bought it. It wasn't me. I tried. It was like $710. So up until that was the record price. I was buying at the top. The top of a card that there's 270 something PSA 10 copies out there, and it's still more than quadrupled in value in 6 months. So again, and these aren't just like, oh, these are the one examples. No, again, 50% in those 5 months, that happens all the time. Yeah, there are peaks and valleys. There are some times where you buy a card and then it retraces. That happens. But at the end of the day, as time goes on, Typhlosion, another Pokemon starter card, he's not going to send out a racist tweet. Trophy Kangaskhan is not going to come out and say like, okay, I hate black or Spanish people or hate white people, or comes out for or against abortion. Charizard isn't going to come out and say like, oh, he has steroids, use steroids, or he beats kids. That doesn't happen. That there's no outside influence that comes in Pokemon and say like, oh, there's a scandal with a crooked CEO or someone that just badmouths a certain side of politics or a certain side of generation. That doesn't happen with these cards. It's nostalgia. People buy it not because they believe in the company, although Nintendo is a great company and I used to have their stock as well. They buy it because of nostalgia and the feeling that it gives them. And you just don't get that in stocks. Like, I love Tesla, and again, if I buy more stocks, I'm going to buy more Tesla. But Pokemon is that is going to make, and I believe that Tesla is going to be worth eventually $12,000 to $15,000 a share, barring a split. You know, by 2030, even 2040, I believe it's going to be 10x. Just my opinion, but Pokemon through the roof, even higher. That's just my opinion. That's just what I'm letting you guys know what I'm doing with stocks. You know, I put in, I think, about 22 grand into, you know, everything, all the stocks, and you know, I'm starting in January, so very recently, up 40%. You know, it's worth like $31,000 now, and I won't sell those to buy Pokemon cards. I could, and I was thinking at one point of selling one of my, you know, bigger collections in Pokemon to buy more Tesla, but that would be stupid. I would be losing money. I would buy and hold. You know, that's generally what you do with good stocks. You know, doing Pokemon cards. So, I'm just letting you know the numbers work for Pokemon more than they do for even my favorite stock of Tesla, which I love. And I won't sell those shares that I have in Tesla. Again, if I buy more stocks Tesla, that's it. That's my finance video for the day. I love you guys. You have a good one, okay? Bye.